Yo, Ma! He's walking Rick the puppy. Here we are! Aramingo Avenue, graffiti in the streets. Can't say, well, I don't think I see that too often. Chaos and anarchy starting off the video right here at the old Babe's Steakhouse. It's now an IHOP. Back in the day, this was a luxury steakhouse, Babe's, and you would go upstairs and you would take the glass elevator to the second floor. But there it is, the IHOP. It's now an IHOP. It looks like this is not new. Uh-oh. It's Saturday night. It's a little warm. We're going to have cars playing music. Here we are. Let's go. Yeah, the IHOP has been here for a long time. You can see the sign starting to peel. There is, you know, what the hell are these things here for? They like take up the whole pavement. Back in 2020, there was a real big looting happened on this avenue. And actually, if you go to my YouTube channel, it's my most viewed long-form video. And this whole shopping center was looted, and I think they keep those barricades just to block off the parking, the entrances to the parking lot. Back in 2020, this area got looted 2 or 3 times. I was actually here 2 times it happened. And yeah, this store, the dentist office, they still have a piece of wood in their windows, and that's just in case if there's ever like a thing that could happen that could cause looting. It's just easier to install the wood. Over there, the Social Security. It's very dark over here. It's like none of the signs are lit. Over there, you got DD's Discount. Ross. I guess Ross would be the biggest store here. You got the Rainbow Shop, which is still open. The majority of the Rainbow Shops, I feel, closed. Right there is Aramingo Jewelers. Somebody told me that's the longest running store in this shopping plaza. Back in the day when this mall opened, I think it was like the late 80s. Back in the corner was Crazy Eddie's. Damn, what the hell was Ross? Ross was something before. Oh wow, I was a gym for a little bit. Yeah. Oh, the hair salon, Cynthia Roberts. I feel like that's been there for a while. That looks very 80s with the scissors. But yeah, see, they keep the wood up at the windows. And it's you'd be like, why would they do that? Who would loot a dentist's office? They looted a laundromat. A dollar store was looted. It was kind of chaos. It's the Wells Fargo Bank. I spent a lot of time on this Ave. I would shop for Christmas gifts. I worked many jobs. I had a job in that plaza. I worked at a Italian restaurant called the Italian Kitchen. Over there, I worked at the Acme, which is now Shoppers World. Shoppers World is like clothing and other stuff. Like you could buy a love seat. You could buy a frying pan. You can even buy a lamp. Shoppers World. Here's the Sunoco. Right here in Ontario in Aramingo. Gas is $3.29 a gallon. We have a big nor'eastern coming this way. It's coming this way tomorrow, I think. So I figured I got to get Rick out. My plan was to walk him tomorrow. And you don't care about that. Just shut up and talk about what used to be here. This used to be the Aramingo Diner. It's now the Vibe Urgent Care. How exciting. Yeah, Shoppers World. That used to be a Pathmark. an Acme, and over there used to be the Kmart. And right here is the Petco. Petco, I would always try to get a job at Petco. I could never get past. They always had a personality test you had to take. I worked for Hollywood Video for a long time. That was probably my longest job. I worked there for 4 years. I have ADHD, and I've been learning more about it since I discovered all these things that happen in my life. And when you have ADHD, once you lose interest in something, or if you feel like you're wronged, so sometimes you have a boss and they'll be a dickhead to you and they'll do something, I can't forgive, so I always would quit. I worked at over there was Toys R Us. I worked for Toys R Us. I worked at the Acme. I worked for Hollywood Video. Right here was the Blockbuster Video. Matter of fact, where that guy's standing, that's where the gym for the Creed movies. That's where Apollo Creed's son's gym, or Apollo Creed's gym himself. I never understood the math on the Creed movies. It's one of the reasons why I don't like them. I feel like Creed's son, it just doesn't math out. Because doesn't he die in Rocky IV? And in Rocky IV, that's what year is that? 1985? And then how old's Michael B. Jordan? It just doesn't math out to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the crazy one talking to myself while walking my dog on Aramingo Avenue. Maybe it's me. Look at this. This is new. Oh, new improvements to the Aramingo Avenue shopping district. They built a second tier. Rick the Puppy, like WCW War Games. 5 men enter. Only one team can win. I was telling Todd, a lot of people were talking about the, by the way, this is the only mattress store in Aramingo Avenue. We'll talk about that later if I remember. Todd were talking about that jihad. Is that, no, that's not what, Rihad. No, what the hell? They got that Saudi Arabia comedy festival. And I said to Todd, I wouldn't have done it, I wouldn't have played it. And one of the things, it's really hard for me, and it kind of ruined. I got to look at the camera, because this is like a declaration almost. It ruined wrestling for me. And I'm a fan of the WWE. That's what I watch. Or it's what I watched. I kind of pay attention to the... we'll be right back after this message from Poop Bags. Yeah, so since the WWE's been going to Saudi Arabia, it really bothers me. And now that the WWE is... they're doing WrestleMania from Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I just... I don't know. Yeah... It just doesn't. I don't like it. I don't like it. You Google 9/11. That's all. All you gotta do is Google 9/11. I just gotta get that off my chest. I don't think I'm a fan of wrestling anymore. I didn't even. Once John Cena's done, I think I'll watch his last match. Or I might watch a bunch of British people talk about it on YouTube, because that's how I consume my wrestling now. Anyway, I watch the Cultaholics, I like WrestleMania. I like Cultaholic. I like WrestleMania. I think the other wrestling pages try too hard. God, this is Rick the Puppy. This could be the most controversial vlog. Oh, I got one more. I got an issue. Before we do that, let me talk about what used to be here. Kmart. I've made videos inside the Kmart at Aramingo Avenue. But this used to be a Kmart. I think it closed about 7 years ago. That's when I was first starting the channel. Mrs. Captain worked at the Kmart. She worked at the layaway department when she was a teenager. There you go. Where you going, Rick the puppy? We're going this way. Growing up, me and my buddies, we would play Kmart tag. That'd be a game. It's like the department store is your play area. And then eventually, one by one, we get kicked out by security. That was fun. Back here used to be... Oh, I forget where it was. There used to be a pizza restaurant. And I was like 5 years old, so... But I remember there was like train tracks on the wall. I think when I was a little kid, I drew train tracks on my bedroom wall. And I think that's why, is because of that pizza restaurant. I'm just dumb things that pop back in my mind. All right, we got the Metro, we got the Pretzel Factory. Pretzel Factory is awesome. You can get 100 pretzels for $60. You can get 5 for $5. You get 20 for $16. That used to be... Man, I think that used to be like $12. Everything's going up, Rick the puppy. Did I tell you about that? The price of everything. Right here was the old Toys R Us. And it's now a Burlington Coat Factory. I gotta get a good pair of slippers. I gotta get a pair of slippers because I'm already on like day 2 of wearing shoes. I gotta get a new pair of shoes. I'm very particular about how my feet feel. That's why I always wear flip-flops in the summer. It's just, I don't have to worry about my feet and how they feel. I got a pinch of the autism, and then my feet are a thing. I get it, right? It's no big deal. So I try to get a pair of slippers that look like shoes, right? Just sophisticated white trash. That's the look I'm going for. I hear that's CVS. CVS used to, actually, there was a building here. They knocked it down. It used to be Payless Shoes. And on the bones of what used to be Payless Shoes is now a CVS pharmacy. I don't like going in there because a lot of the stuff is locked up behind glass cages. They do the same thing at the Target I don't go to anymore. Yeah, if you go to Target, you want to get deodorant, you got to ring a bell, and then somebody comes to the deodorant department, and they unlock the cage, and they let you in. Sometimes it takes 30 seconds. I would say 5 times out of 10, it takes less than 30 seconds. And then I would say 3 times out of those 10 times, it takes about 3 minutes. And then there are sometimes it takes over 5 minutes. That person's on break, you know? And every time I wait more than 5 minutes, I'm like, listen, I don't steal deodorant. I don't know why I have to stand here. Here it is. Look, Rick, it's a payphone. Oh, thank you. Go Birds. All right. That's nice. That guy said you a beautiful color. Right here, this used to be a Dunkin' Donuts. Right here. And then they built their own Dunkin' Donuts right there. What the hell used to be there? Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut used to be there. Oh, come on, Rick the puppy. What are you doing? Right there, it's the Dunkin'. A lot of companies renaming themselves. The Philadelphia Museum of Art just changed its name to the Philadelphia Art Museum. I saw this story on their Facebook page that said Philadelphia Museum of Art. So here's my thing. If you're going to do a name change, how about you update your Facebook page? Because I'm not going to believe it until you believe it. And also, how stupid is that? That's so dumb. It's so dumb. And if they wanted to make a big splash, they should have called it the Rocky Steps. Because that's what most people call it anyway. But they called it the Philadelphia Art Museum. And the reason why they changed the name is because that's what people call it. So why do it? Why would you waste money, time? They think that, I saw a news story, they think that's going to bring in visitors. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not going there ever again, Rick the puppy. I will. I'll go back. Well, I did get pickpocketed there. That was Rick, what are you doing? He's like running into these bushes. Yeah, you know what was crazy? The Panda Express talking about the looting day. The Panda Express got looted. I don't understand. What do you take it? The bags of chicken nuggets? And this Popeyes, this used to be the Taco Bell. A lot of used to be's. There's still a Taco Bell. It moved down the street. Oh, I got to talk about something that I'm not really excited about or happy about. Let me look that up. I have a friend who has season tickets with the Phillies, or had. I have a friend who's a partial season ticket holder, but not a regular partial season ticket holder. They had tickets to almost every game, right? Oh, no, they had tickets to every game. So they were kind of full season ticket holders this year, just not, by name. So the person was trying to renew their tickets. And they were told that they need to make, I think a payment for 2027. They want 2 years. But here's the thing. There's no, contract for the 2027 season. So, why are we taking money from fans when there's no guarantee of a season, Rick the Puppy? It doesn't make me happy. I don't like that. That lady was is just smoking crack. That's what's happening. It's just in the middle of the street, right here in the corner, just standing right here on the corner. This is Aramingo Ave. That's not Kensington Ave. Kensington Ave is where everybody does that, but there they are, just right here at the old Rite Aid that closed. I saw this store get looted. And so all the Rite Aids closed, but this one, they're having problems with people kind of sleeping here, and they had to put these they have these on properties on Kensington Ave. There's other stores that closed down recently. They don't have these type of doors. These are heavy duty. A lot of the abandoned houses in Kensington will have these type of grates around the window so people can't sleep there. Yeah, there was an encampment underneath this little ceiling from the drive-through of the old pharmacy. This used to be Kitty City. And it looks like the roof caved in there, so nobody's staying there now. Yeah, the Taco Bell. And then what do you got here? You got the Keystone Rehab. A lot of health care places on Aramingo Ave. The diner is a healthcare place. This used to be a West Coast Video, the Oak Street Health. The Keystone Rehab, I think Rib Ranch, something like that right there. The Soccer Post was Edge Boutique, or it's either Flip Flop, which is a soccer store where you get shin pads and soccer jerseys. And then there was a State store down here. Used to go to the West Coast Video. Aramingo Avenue has a lot of fast food options. You got the Panda place, Panda Express, Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell, Wendy's, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Little Caesars, Wingstop, Charlie's Cheesesteaks. You got what else you got? You got Checkers, and I think that's it. So of all those restaurants I named, which one would you go to? I guess I would go to Burger King. Burger King is kind of my go-to. I went to this KFC one time over a decade ago. It was never again. Never again. I will never set foot. I never forgive, never forget. That's my motto when it comes to retail. We also got, what's that place called? Applebee's. There's an Applebee's, which is honestly, I think, a step above fast food. But I don't like Applebee's. I like I go to Burger King. We'll rock Taco Bell occasionally. But I always, if you go to Taco Bell, I always watch them make the food on the inside. What's up, cuz? How we doing? Thank you. Thank you. You're my boy, too. Come on, Rick the Puppy. And Rick the Puppy, you're my good boy. I made a video earlier today at the Navy Yard, and a lot of people, they don't recognize me until I start talking. The voice gives it away. I think the hair, the long hair, kind of throws people off. But once they hear the voice, they go, oh, there we go, the McDonald's. One of the things, when the day the looting happened, I was down here on my scooter, just zip-zapping around. The scariest thing I saw happen at the bank there, somebody blew up the ATMs. The McDonald's here was open while everything was getting looted. There was a calm line at the McDonald's drive-thru while ATMs are blowing up. Here's another job I've had in my past, was the public storage. I worked for 2 storage companies. I worked for a lot of places that got bought out by places, like GameStop. I worked for GameStop. Then I quit GameStop to go work at an electronics boutique. And then they got bought out by GameStop again. What a nightmare. And for here, I worked for Smart Stop Storage. They got bought out by Extra Space Storage. And then I quit. I just quit. I didn't like it. It was kind of a depressing job. You kind of just sit there all day. Another job that I had was kind of depressing. Was I was a mattress salesman. And that's a day where you get to, it's 9 to 9. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And you're sitting in a mattress store. And, I don't know how many people go mattress shopping on like a Wednesday afternoon ever, like in December. It's just like, it's a lot of sitting around and waiting. I did a lot of sports talk radio, a lot of WWDB. That's an old radio station. Over here, this urgent care. There's another medical place. Used to be a Boston Market. The Snipes, that store has been looted 2 or 3 times. Little Caesars. Now, I like Little Caesars. I don't like the taste. I just like the speed. Like, I love the fact that you can go in and get a pizza and get the hell out in, like, less than 3 minutes. But Mrs. Captain, she was like, please don't do that to me. Please don't get Little Caesars. I'm like, it's not that bad. It's pizza. Pizza can't be that bad. But I guess, I like Elio's. I was going to say Elio's is pretty shitty. It's pretty shitty. I got to put the hot sauce on some of the pineapple habanero hecklers that you can get at the ShopRite on Aramingo Ave right here. We lost 2 retail giants. Used to be what was the record store? I think it was a Sam Goody. It used to be a Sam Goody here. Then, Tower Rental and Purchase used to be a thing called Consumers. And you would order stuff from a catalog and they had it stored in the back. The record store, Consumer, Spain's, the card shop. Hallmark stores. I don't know how they're still open. I do, because cards are like $14 anymore. Although I will tell you, if you ever buy a card, just go to the Dollar Tree. I think they're 2 for $1.50. Peaceful, quiet. Yeah, this is Mattress Firm. Right here. Mattress Firm closed down recently. And they boarded up the windows. Come on, Rick the Puppy, don't smell that. I worked for Mattress Giant. Oh, was that a horrible job? It was fine. It was fine. And then down there, Monroe Brakes. I think that's what, or was it Midas? No, Midas is around the corner. Right here is Jiffy Lube. I hate this place, but I go here because it's near my house. But every time they take my air filter out, they're like, hey, you need a new air filter. And I said, you just put an air filter in last time I was here. And then what they do is they'll get something. Like, so they'll say, oh, you need a new air filter. They do it everywhere, right? And I go, oh, okay. Well, and I say, oh, do you have it in stock, or do you have to, like, order it from around the corner and pick it up? Like, oh, no. We got it here. And then 20 minutes later, I'm like, yo, what are we doing? What do we do? It's Jiffy. It's Jiffy Lube. I'm here for 20 minutes. Oh, you had to go pick up the filter. You mother... But yeah, I hate this Jiffy Lube. I just hate Jiffy Lube. But it's the only place you can go to get your oil changed real quick. This place was all right. The lady who worked here was nice. Of course, it closed down. You can't be a nice mechanic. Oh, no, I got a nice guy. I got a nice guy now. Never mind. I don't have to worry about car. Oh, look, see? Yeah, this is all boarded up. 2 months ago this happened. But they got the drop-off keys. Work the puppy. Want to give him a piss goodbye? I just realized this is like a hypodermic needle drop box. I don't want to put my hand in there. Yeah, there it is, the key drop box. Sometimes I go past old Hollywood videos. I worked there for a while. I would go to other stores. That was my specialty. I would help other stores fix themselves when they were going bad. So like I would take over a store in Trenton, New Jersey, and every employee was stealing. So I would just fire everyone. And I would work open to close for about a month and a half until I got a good staff. Oh, I was the king. I was the manager of the year for the company in 2003. I'm not bragging. Right here is Wilson's Beef. And then, they accused me of robbing the store at gunpoint. My store got robbed. And I was on vacation. And I went back. So my store got robbed. The employees called me like, yo, John, we got robbed. I'm like, oh, no, my employees. So I was like a concerned manager, and I drove to the store. And then I didn't realize that, but it made me a suspect. And I got interviewed, and I was really insulted. I was like, cuz, I wouldn't do that. I love that company. I love that job. And I had to quit. Wilson's Meat. Right here. They've been doing it here since 1940. I don't know about here, but the company started in 1947. Back when I was growing up, we would go food shopping. We go to Wilson's Meat, and we would go to somewhere else. I think we would go to Pathmark, but I think we would get meat at Wilson's Meat. Over here used to be the Santucci's Pizza. Yeah, the Phillies, man. You can't be charging fans for the season where the players aren't even like contracted yet. It really like sometimes they do things, the Phillies, and I bite my tongue. And this one I can't bite my tongue. Another thing I can't bite my tongue for is whenever you walked into the stadium this year, there were employees screaming at you, "Have your bags out, da 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 da." And I was like, it feels like I'm going into a prison yard. It should be more like Disney World, less like the TV show Oz. And I feel like some of the employees could be a little bit nicer. I'm pretty nice to every employee I see. And if anybody gets sometimes those security guards at the ballpark who think they're cops, I just don't interact with them. I avoid them. But I like Oscar in the last game of the night, he was saying goodbye to somebody, and one of the ushers was like screaming at him. And I'm like, first off, we paid $250 for this game. Let Oscar say goodbye to Mike. And just don't yell. Just talk. You got to talk. And it just really rubbed me the wrong way. Here it is, Checkers. I love their French fries. And I don't know what the Phillies are going to do for next season. It's going to be a new team, I feel. I'm not sure if Rob Thompson's staying or going. I I don't know if he. I don't think he lost them the series. I don't think he helped them much either. But like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of questions. We'll figure them out. But yeah, I'm not doing 60 games next year. Just for that outcome. I can't do it, man. Right? It's a lot. And I'll tell you the truth, come September, I'm so fried on the season that, like, you knew this is the thing with the Phillies. They were so good, you didn't have any stress until the playoffs. And then once the playoffs happen, it's instant sadness. And it's like the world's shittiest roller coaster ride. So I'm going to watch them next year. Of course I'm going to go to games. It's just not going to be, we're not going to be doing like 60 games, Rick the Puppy. If you can, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please check out my merch. I have new merch. You can get the We're All Dead t-shirt. There's so many. Get the Rick the Puppy t-shirt. Oh, by the way, everyone say happy birthday to Rick the Puppy, who is 7. And yes, I know. Puppies are only 2. His name's Rick the Puppy. It's not about his age. It's about who he is. And that's his name, Rick the Puppy. It's also one of my verbal tics, and I say it all the time. I just say Rick the Puppy. If you're ever driving in a car with me and there's traffic, I might go, "Oh, Rick the Puppy." It's a form of stimming. So yeah, it's just Rick the Puppy. And if that bothers you, I don't know. There's something wrong with you, right, Rick the Puppy? Happy birthday, Rick the Puppy. All right, bud, move over. Oh, there goes the fuzz.